There be monsters in the water. It seems to be that a world record fish was just caught. My name is Tom. I'm reporting with the Daily Beltway. If it's your first time here, please hit the subscribe button down below and the notification bell so you can stay up to date on all the latest breaking news. Well, scientists thought that the waters were just too polluted to support giant fish anymore. And especially considering where they caught this at, you know, they're worried about like the Fukushima and all the different planktons dying out. The water's too hot, too cold, too much pollution. And they just didn't think that 6,000, I mean, just look how big that thing is. A 6,000 pound fish could be caught. Well, we're going to go ahead and get into the article today. We're reporting with CNN. It says that a record-breaking bony fish weighing 3 tons or 6,000 pounds was just caught. It says, reporting a giant sunfish believed to be the world's heaviest bony fish has been discovered in the Azores archipelago in Portugal, weighing a whopping 2,774 kilograms for you Brits and people who are not in America, 3 tons if you're in America, or 6,000 pounds. Researchers said that the animal was found dead, so they didn't catch it. Well, technically, I guess reeling it in would be catching it, but these guys, they're fibbing. Anyways, it says, researchers said that the animal was found dead floating near Faial, F-A-I-A-L Island in the central North Atlantic in December. Although found last year, details of the discovery have only recently been published in the Journal of Fish Biology. Studied by researchers from the Atlantic Naturalist Association and the Azores University for biometrical morphological data, both in Portugal, the fish was pulled to shore where the animal was weighed, measured, and tissue sampled for DNA testing. It says there are 29,000 species of bony fish which have a skeletal bony structure, making them the majority of the world's fish species. And I used to live in Florida, and I love me some offshore fishing. We catch bonita, which is another bony fish, but you'd also see a lot of relics and crazy cool things when you're out spearfishing and diving. And it's just, the ocean is such an incredible place that they say there's only 2% was ever discovered, so who knows, a megalodon could possibly be real. So it continues saying that the carcass is more than 400 kilograms, 882 pounds heavier than the previous world record holder for the heaviest bony fish. A 2,300 kilogram or 5,070 pound female giant sunfish was caught off Kamogawa in Japan in 1996. I remember seeing that picture. I should have pulled it up. It was like a giant one that was hanging next to the boat. It was just absolutely enormous. It said the sunfish was weighed with a crane scale dynamometer, a device designed to weigh loads typically hoisted by a crane after being raised above ground using a forklift truck. The animal was 3.25 meters for you Brits, or anybody else who's not in America. It's 10.67 feet for us Americans. Long and had a height of 11.78 feet. We're not going to get into that crazy English talk. Measured around its center, mid-body, it had a maximum width of 86 centimeters. We did. 2.82 feet, researchers said. The sex has not been determined. Jose Nuno Gomez Pereira, lead author of the paper and postdoctoral research from the Atlantic Naturalist Association, told CNN Tuesday that it was saddening to see the animal in this situation, as it must have been a king of the open sea. For sure. I mean, it's pretty surreal. Like, if you guys have ever been like scuba diving or snorkeling, and you could be in the ocean and you think you're pretty big when you're on land. You're like, yeah, you know, we're the apex predators on land. You get in the water, you are no longer an apex predator. You could be on the back of a shrimp boat, or you could be out there like snorkeling in the Keys if you're in America, or you could be out there just in the ocean in general, and something will cruise over your head and you'll see a giant shadow, and it could be a whale shark that's 40 feet long. It could be a great white that's 15, 20 feet long, and those dudes are just cruising, and you just look at them, you know that, you know, your days are numbered and you are no longer an apex predator. We're going to get back over to the CNN report. It says the tremendously big sunfish has been buried in the natural park off of Faial Island, he added. And just look at that thing. I mean, it's huge. I mean, just look at, I mean that is just a ginormous fish. I mean, I couldn't imagine trying to catch or reel one of those things, and that would just probably break your tackle. It says, Numas Pereira said that the finding was a sign that the oceans are still healthy enough to sustain the heaviest species existing. but a warning for more conservation in terms of pollution and boat traffic near oceanic islands. Giant sunfish Mola alexandrini were first recognized as their own species in 2018 and are known to weigh twice as much as the second heaviest fish species, the ocean sunfish Mola mola, according to a news release for the Atlantic Naturalist Association last Thursday. So it's pretty cool. Like, the ocean's so big that this is the biggest fish in the ocean, and they didn't even understand that it was its own species until 4 years ago, 2018. And who knows how many other species are out there that we just happen to see a blip of on a sonar. And there could be something as big as a skyscraper down there. We just don't know. I mean, there are reports that the megalodon was recently captured on video, and I will be doing a report on that next week. I'm waiting on some better footage to come out of that, where they say that now the megalodon's been caught, and I mean, not caught, but they have video footage of that. It's absolutely wild. And I remember reading a book when I was a kid of one of the battleship's anchors got all chewed up, that something actually attacked it like it was a giant fishing lure, and they said that was signs that the megalodon existed. The ocean is so big that we probably in our lifetimes, or even in the next 100 or 200 years, we probably won't explore more than a quarter of it. But then you also got to think that the ocean's constantly moving, and that fish swim. You know, if it was a static thing like a forest plant or something, we can explore and be like, okay, that is a known quantity. But you're in the ocean, you could be at 5,000 feet, but there's still 20,000 feet below you, 5,000 feet above you, and then miles in every direction. So something the size of a skyscraper or an aircraft carrier could easily be hiding out there, and we just don't know. It's nature's so cool. It said that the Noms Prairie said that the dead sunfish had a contusion or a bruise on its front, which may have been caused by the animal's death. However, it is unknown if the impact was pre or post mortem. The wound was embedded with a red paint normally used to coat the keels of boats, the journal article added. Pretty indicative that it hit something, huh? With little data available on large specimens such as the sunfish, the research believe further studies required to understand their physiology and marine ecosystems in general. The world's heaviest fish species is the whale shark, according to the Guinness World Records, with the heaviest found in Pakistan in 1949, weighing 21.5 metric tons. I didn't even know Pakistan had a border that was on the ocean. Interesting. Anyways, so I was going to Google it right now, but we're recording. So if you guys ever caught anything crazy on the ocean, you guys ever seen something that is like, oh, wow, man, this one time I was out near this, whatever, share your stories with me. If you guys have pictures, footage, whatever, I want to do a video on it. I love fishing. Fishing's been a huge part of my life since I was a kid. And anything involving the ocean to me is just pure bliss. So when I retire and get out of this hellhole of Illinois, I would love to just sit on a beach somewhere and have a pole and just enjoy the rest of my life with sunshine and beauty. Beautiful times. So God bless America, guys. If you haven't subscribed yet, please hit that button down below. Have a great night.